All right, we got it. I think we got it. We did it. We went live. Yeah. Yeah. Run it back nation. What is good, man? Sixers sickos. What is good? Harden stands. Anybody else that watches the show that's not a Sixers fan, that's just here to because you think I'm entertaining or something like that, thanks for being here. A couple things we're going to talk about, man. Sorry for going live 3 different times and then getting back to this one. I don't know what was going on there. It kept going live from an old live that I'd already deleted, and then I kept deleting it. It kept popping back up. It wouldn't go away. Thorough Polo, what's good? Thanks for being a member of the channel. I Show Key, member of the channel. Shout out to the members in the chat. Chris Penfold, what's up? Pelicans nearly won yesterday versus the Bucks. Yeah, man. The Sixers are 1.5 games out of the 4th worst record in the league, which would up their percentage of landing the number 1 pick by about 3 percentage points. They need the Pelicans to win. The Bucks played without Giannis. You know, all the stars were aligning, and the Pelicans lost by 4 points. Are you going to make an NBA playoffs prediction bracket video? That would be awesome. That's not a bad idea, bro. That's not a bad idea. I have some opinions on the NBA playoffs. Most of my opinions seem to be on the Western Conference, though, man. Like, I feel like I don't have a lot to say about the East. Last night there were some really good Western Conference games, and 2 nights ago, the team that 2 years ago I was talking trash on because of the James Harden trade, right? And Kawhi Leonard was out basically that whole season. And then he played like 2 games in the playoffs and was out again. And the Clippers went nowhere. 2 nights ago, they destroyed the Dallas Mavericks by 35 points. And I guess we got to talk about the Clippers a little bit. James Harden in the post game of that game. I believe it was the post game of that game or just some random interview. But he definitely said something that was very James Harden-esque to say. You know, very James Harden-esque to point fingers at other players. I'm not defending Paul George at all. I think the guy fucking sucks. I wish the signing never happened. I wish there was a way to get out of the contract. There's not. I pray to God every day that we don't have to watch Paul George play for the next 3 years. I don't see him improving at all. I don't see Joel Embiid even getting back on the court. I don't know. But yeah, James Harden, let's just look at what James Harden said, man, and give our opinion on it. Clippers, James Harden takes subtle shot at Paul George, Russell Westbrook. I guess he could be also kind of throwing a shot at Russell Westbrook. But you know, maybe it was Paul George who had an epic collapse in the final 2 games of that playoff series for the Clippers. After the Los Angeles Clippers defeated the Dallas Mavericks on Saturday to improve to 46-32, James Harden appeared to take a subtle shot at Paul George and Russell Westbrook. James Harden said, "It's just different." Somebody asked him how this team is different than last year's group or whatever. He said, "It's just different. It's just different. Different team. We got guys that know their role and know what they're supposed to be doing consistently on a night-to-night basis. From the beginning of the season, it's just a different team." When Harden was asked why this year's Clippers team is different than last year's squad, he said, "Personnel. You guys know, the players we had last year." It could be nothing. It could be totally nothing. It could just be him speaking in like very literal terms, right? Like the team is different personnel-wise. There's different players on the team this year than there were last year. You guys know the players we had last year. You know the players we have this year. But he could be saying we have guys this year that, well, he did say that actually. We got guys that know their role and know what they're supposed to be doing consistently on a night-to-night basis. From the beginning of the season, it's just a different team. Did Paul George not know his role last year? Did Russell Westbrook not know his role last year? Let's I guess hear what he said live and try to see if the context is maybe different.
Compare this to last year around this time as you guys were gearing up for the playoffs.
It's just different. It's just different. Different team.
Do you feel the way that you guys are playing, how's it feel?
Who's playing ping pong in the background? How does this type of stuff happen?
On the court, because you guys look incredible on the court on both ends of the floor.
Well, thank you.
Sorry, but
it's just different, man. It's a different team. Like, we got guys that knows, their role and know what they're supposed to be doing, consistently on a night-to-night basis, like from the beginning of the season. You know what I mean? So it's a different team.
What do you feel like makes it different this year as opposed to last year?
Personnel. I mean, you guys know, the players that we had last year. So, I mean, it's just a different team.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't decide. You guys tell me. I don't know. I can't decide. I feel like he's just being very literal, and he's just saying it's literally a different team. There's literally different players on the team right now than there were last year. And the guy's like, what makes it different? And he was like, there's different players on the team. That's what makes it different. I don't really think he was calling out Paul George. These writers seem to be taking it and running with it. That he called him out. The Clippers went 51-31 last season. They were the 4th seed in the 2024 playoffs, but lost to the Dallas Mavericks in the first round in 6 games. George left the Clippers last summer for the 76ers in free agency. Where did Westbrook go? Well, Westbrook was traded to the Jazz. Westbrook now playing for the Denver Nuggets. And, 2 games ago, the Westbrook thing happened where he had a bad turnover when he should have been running the shot clock, or when he should have been running the clock out, and then fouled, and the Denver Nuggets literally lost because of Westbrook. Last night, the Nuggets lost another one that they had a chance to win. They were down 2 with under 30 seconds left, right around like 25 seconds left. Jokic bringing the ball down. You think Jokic is going to take like the potential game-winning shot, and he tries to hit Westbrook coming around a screen, and Westbrook like fell over, and the Denver Nuggets essentially had another game-ending turnover that involved Russell Westbrook. At what point do NBA teams accept that Russell Westbrook is just don't do it. Just say no to Russell Westbrook at this point. I don't know why teams keep signing Russell Westbrook. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't think he's helping you get anywhere, and then you see things like that. The Clippers have several new players. So I think I think another thing that I need to decide is, can the Clippers actually contend for a championship? And will I have to go on an epic James Harden apology tour? Because I'm pretty sure the West is tied 4 ways right now. And the Clippers finally get some help in the standings. Denver and Golden State both lose. Denver again lost a tough one on a final possession that again involved Russell Westbrook. Golden State got clamped by the Houston Rockets, and that moves the Clippers up to the 5th seed in the West. And there's a tie for the 4th seed. Let's look at the standings, I guess. Where are the standings at? Here we go. Clippers, Warriors, Timberwolves, Grizzlies, all tied for the 5th seed. Clippers, Warriors, Timberwolves, Grizzlies. And I've been saying for a couple weeks now that I think the Warriors can get one more with Steph Curry since they made the Jimmy Butler trade. But the way that the Houston Rockets defended them last night was crazy. They held Steph Curry to 3 points. They had Draymond Green crashing out, which not hard to get Draymond Green to crash out, but they had Draymond Green throwing elbows and screaming at the refs and getting technical fouls. I don't know how he didn't get ejected from the game. But the Clippers are in the 5th seed. The Nuggets, not just the Westbrook thing, but the Jamal Murray thing, they're hoping to have him back by the start of the playoffs. The Nuggets without Jamal Murray are just a Jokic show. And what did he have? He had a 60-point triple-double a couple of games ago, and they lost. Last night he had a 41-point triple-double. He had 33, 13, and 12 at halftime. So another crazy game from Nikola Jokic that ends in a loss. So it feels to me like the Nuggets don't have the personnel. They have a Westbrook problem, I think, but they also the Jamal Murray thing. And then the Clippers are right there. The Warriors, I guess as long as they don't play the Rockets every night, they can make a run. Timberwolves, no. Memphis Grizzlies, who knows? Every time John Morant comes back, they go on a winning streak, but then they fire their coach for no reason, and now they're 3-7 in their last 10. And whoever said West carrying the NBA, when you really look at it, are they? The Lakers are the 3rd seed, bro. And the Lakers, since the Luka Doncic trade, offensively, awesome. But I have to stand on the fact that I don't think they're going to be able to compete with some of these teams because of their defensive issues, interior defense and their perimeter defense, just defense all around. But then I look at the Thunder and the Rockets and I'm like, the Thunder got destroyed last night. Was it last night? By the Lakers. Yeah, actually it was. And the Thunder have these games where they struggle to score in general. They have these SGA. First of all, SGA didn't have a free throw last night. Didn't have a single free throw. And what did we say? When players stop getting these calls all game, everything changes. And you saw the Thunder all the way back in the NBA Cup game against the Milwaukee Bucks. Slow down SGA, they can't score. We've been saying it for a while now. Slow down SGA, they can't score at all. That's exactly what happened last night. And slow down SGA, they struggle to score. So I see, some issues with the Thunder that make me think, I don't really believe that they can go all the way. I see, man, I might start believing in the Rockets, man. I might start believing in the Rockets in the Western Conference. Because the way they clamped Steph Curry last night was unbelievable. And if you didn't see it, go watch it. And when the Rockets played the Sixers, I was like talking about their immaturity and the fact that they went down to the wire with those Delaware Bluecoats and they were kind of starting fights on the court. They looked like, they just looked like an immature team in that Sixers game that I watched. But they did not have Amen Thompson in that game. And Amen Thompson is a big time difference maker for the Houston Rockets. Look at him, man. 29 minutes, 14, 6, 6, 3 steals, 2 blocks, up plus 26. That dude's just a freak athlete. Şengün was dominating parts of that game. Dylan Brooks is Dylan Brooks. You know what I mean? Still maybe too young though to believe in the Rockets. So who do we believe in the West? Is it actually the Clippers? Dude, now that I looked at the whole Western Conference standings and kind of look at every team and who I think has the biggest issues, if the Clippers stay healthy. Oh no, am I about to say this? Am I really about to say this? I mean, if the Clippers stay healthy, that's like saying if the Sixers stay healthy, Kawhi Leonard's playing great again. He's played since, January, which for Kawhi Leonard standards is miraculous. He's played since January without getting another, knee swelling episode or anything. But looking at these teams and like the issues that they have, I hate to say it, man. If the Clippers stay healthy, yeah, I might see them making a run for the NBA Finals. We've been saying this for the last 5 years. It's true. We've been saying it for the last 5 years against the 76ers too. But yeah, when you really look at the West, dude, none of these teams are like juggernauts. The Eastern, I think the Eastern Conference with the Cavs and the Celtics are much more powerful. If you were betting on who a team to win the NBA championship, I'm thinking Cavs and Celtics have a better chance than anyone in the West. That's what I think. But just looking at the West and where the Clippers are and like what all the teams look like from what I've seen, and I'm not sitting here watching every single game every single night, but yeah, if the Clippers stay healthy, I think they can actually make a run for the NBA Finals, and that scares me because I'm never going to come back from this. If James Harden wins an NBA championship with the Clippers and the Sixers are over here after signing Paul George and are tanking, there's no coming back from that for me. People are going to go get all of those old videos and all of those old clips, and they are going to be replying or posting them everywhere for the rest of my life, or at least until next season when everybody forgets about it. But, man, it's like I don't believe in the Clippers because I think there's some kind of juggernaut. I'm starting to believe in the Clippers because I see all the issues that every other team in the West has. You know what I'm saying? Harden chip before Paul George is crazy. Well, I mean, That's not that crazy. Who's less likely to win a championship? James Harden or Paul George? I feel like those are two players that everybody would vote against or bet against winning a championship. I don't think anybody ever expects Paul George to win one. Nobody ever really expects James Harden to win one. I do think James Harden is on he's got a different mentality this year, man. You know, and that doesn't make me wrong. That doesn't make Sixers fans wrong for what we said about him when he was in Philly. He left. He didn't get the money he wanted. Then he got some kind of motivation to like, okay, I didn't get paid what I wanted to get paid. Let me show everyone that I still got it. You know, then he gets in shape. Then he starts taking his diet seriously and his lifestyle seriously. And even he said his sleep schedule seriously. And now he's playing the way that he's playing. So it's a totally different mentality that he has. But when he has this mentality, and if they stay healthy, yeah, I'm starting to believe they can, man. And I don't know if that's crazy to say. But I just, and it's because I'm looking at the rest of the Western Conference and I don't see any team that I feel like is unbeatable. Za, I understand what you're saying. The Clippers aren't winning anything, but what team in the Western Conference do you feel like the Clippers, if healthy, can't beat in a 7-game series? You don't think the Clippers can beat that Warriors team in a 7-game series? I think it would be a battle. I don't see either of those teams being like some kind of overpowered juggernaut that they can't beat. OKC? Did you see what happened to OKC last night? Did y'all see what happened to OKC last night? Same thing happened to them in the cup game. SGA has 0 free throws. And that's it. It's like they don't have another player that could step up and make something happen. The OKC Thunder are just too young still, you know? Chet Holmgren, guys like this, like they have the potential to be NBA stars, but they need a couple years of development, I feel like. I just don't feel like I believe too much in the Oklahoma City Thunder yet. You know what I mean? Paul was never a good fit. Him and Joel overlap. What do you mean by that? You mean they're both hurt? I agree with that. Their injuries overlap. But we'll see, man. But yeah, just looking at the rest of the Western Conference, I can't rule out the Clippers, man. I can't. And if it happens, it would just be wild. It would just be wild if it happens. I don't think it's going to happen. They could come out of the West, though, man. They really could. They could come. I don't think they're beating the Cavs or the Celtics in the finals. But I do think if they stay healthy, they could get there. What else did I want to say? Harden got married and settled down. Did he? Who did he get married to? Did he go to the same dating app that Paul George was on? Cavs and Celtics should be favored against whoever wins the West. Yeah, I think so too. So there's a little clip here of I think it's a TikTok or an Instagram reel, but the dude Maluach, center for the Duke Blue Devils, and I watched the whole Duke game, and I watched them give up, a 14-3 run in the final 2 minutes of the game. It was just the most ridiculous collapse I've ever seen. But I did not realize that 7'2" Maluach had 0 rebounds in that game. 0. This is a player that I just like last week. I made a little clip video on how if you can't get number 1 in the draft, I would draft Maluach. 7'2", 250 athletic demon. But how in the world do you go into the national title game at 7'2" and don't grab a single rebound? Listen. Wait, let me get this.
Center, Kaman Maluach, averaged 8.7 points.
Hold on.
This man sold so hard. Duke starting center, Kaman Maluach, averaged 8.7 points and 6.8 rebounds during the regular season. The man is 7'2". He went up against Houston tonight in the Final Four, and Houston's biggest player is Juwan Roberts at 6'8". Maluach had 4 fouls, 1 block, and 0 rebounds. This kid played 21 minutes. He's 7'2", and he had 0 rebounds. And the 6'8" guy he went up against had 12 rebounds. He finished with 6 points, an assist, a block, 0 rebounds, and a -20 in a game Duke lost by 3. To be fair, Maluach had a great year for Duke, and he's a really good young player. But as someone who's under 6 feet, I'm personally insulted that someone 7'2" could have 0 rebounds in a basketball game. This.
Wow. I will say that makes him a Philadelphia 76er. You know, if there's anything that makes you a Philadelphia 76er, it is being 7'2", finishing an entire game with 0 rebounds, and giving up a 14-3 run in the final 2 minutes and pulling off one of the biggest collapses anyone's ever seen. That was an epic 76ers style loss by the Duke Blue Devils, but Maluach specifically had the most 76ers center performance anyone could ever ask for. The Sixers can never rebound. They've never boxed out in the entire history of the franchise. And Maluach, man, he got manhandled in the game. He can't box out. That's why Houston won the game. Not just him specifically, but he was a big part of it. But Houston plays. They played a lot bigger than they are. Those dudes get low. They get a shoulder in your chest. They move you the fuck out of the paint. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if you're 7'2" and that guy's 6'8". When the 6'8" guy has the fundamentals and just wants it more. Would I still draft Maluach? If the 76ers don't land the number 1 overall pick? Let's go to tankathon.com. Would I still draft Maluach? Yeah, I think I would. I think I would still draft him. Here's the mock right now. Wow, how far did he... Wait, where is he? No, he's still number 6. Maluach is still at number 6 on Tankathon's mock draft. Yeah, he's not even 19 years old. He's raw. He just played in the Olympics for South Sudan. And you don't know, I don't know anything about his upbringing or how he was coached as a teenager. I mean, he's still a teenager. So just off potential alone, dude, 7'2", 250 with the shot blocking instincts that he has. You teach him how to box out. That's what you do, right? You draft the kid and you teach him how to box out. Now, do we have any faith in the world that the Philadelphia 76ers can teach somebody how to box out? Probably not. But on paper, if you end up in the lottery at like 5 or 6, yeah, you still take Maluach and you fire everyone in the whole organization and bring in a whole new training staff and a whole new development team because the 76ers can't develop anybody ever. And you teach them how to box out. That's what you do, okay? You get him in the gym. You say, hey, bud, look, when the shot goes up, okay, find a man. All right, step number 1. I don't know how you made it this far without being able to box out, but when the shot goes up, find a man. Put your body on him, push him out of the lane, and get the damn rebound. It can't be that complicated. But if you watch the 76ers as much as we do, It seems complicated. The 70 ball watchers, that's what we are. Pause. Every time a shot goes up, everybody stands around and looks at it, especially in the biggest parts of the game. Game 7, tie game under whatever, Sixers are not going to box out. Can we just fire Morey while Nico Harrison still has a job in Dallas? Can we justify firing Morey while Nico... That's actually hilarious, but too bad. Two wrongs don't make a right, you know? Hitler and Stalin, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can fire Daryl Morey without it having anything to do with Nico Harrison in Dallas. Two bad GMs. Now, Morey knows what he's doing a little bit more than Nico Harrison, or a lot more than Nico Harrison. You know what I mean? Nico Harrison just seems like he has no clue what he's doing, or he's not the one doing it. It almost seems like what the Sixers did a couple years ago, and then they blamed the whole thing on Elton Brand. You know, when they were doing stuff like drafting Mikal Bridges and trading him for Zaire Smith because he did a 360 dunk in a college game, and somebody thought he was the next Michael Jordan for some reason. Things like that, it felt like were done by owners, and there was rumors that owners had things to do with it, and then they blamed it all on Elton Brand, and that's why he still has a job, because they're like, listen, we're going to blame it on you. We're not going to fire you. We're going to blame it on you, and then we're going to just let you like hang out in the office for 10 more years, and you'll get your salary and whatever. That's what it feels like over in Dallas. It feels like owners are the ones doing this dumbass shit, and he's just the yes man. But no, you could still fire Daryl Morey. Daryl Morey is a better GM than Nico Harrison, but the big swings and misses that Daryl Morey's had here in Philly, it's done. It's over. I think it's been enough. You know what I mean? He's known as a guy that takes big swings. He's known as a guy that takes chances. They either hit or they don't hit. He's had many, many more misses than makes. He's had many more strikeouts than home runs. Daryl Morey has, you know. So no, you can still you can still fire Daryl Morey. Right now, Clippers, Denver, first round, bad matchup. Was that a bad matchup for the Clippers, you think? If they're healthy, I'm taking Clippers. I just said Denver a couple of weeks. I think last week I said Denver because of the run that Nikola Jokic was on. But if they don't get Jamal Murray back, I think I'm taking the Clippers, man. What else did I want to do, man? I had, here's Mikey Miss. Here's good old Mikey Miss on 97.5, and he has a take for us about the Sixers and Joel Embiid, man.
I don't want to see Embiid back. I'm done. I'm done with Joel Embiid. I'm done with trying to put enough players around him to bring home a championship. I'm done. I can't take the Embiid thing anymore. All right? I'm going to put it out there right there. I can't take it anymore. I'm not going to go through another season where he can't play or he needs another surgery or this or that. I'm done with it. It didn't work. They teased you. They had a mini run. They couldn't get past the second round. He's now 32, going on 42. And the Sixers right now, we are now faced as a fan base with going through an entire rebuilding process. How they're going to do that, I don't know. But it has to start with a new regime. I got no Embiid. I got no Morey. I got no Elton Brand. I'm washing the whole thing out, and now you got to start all over.
Yeah, I felt the same way. Dude. I said I was one of the first ones to say it. A lot of you were saying it too. I said trade Embiid last offseason, 2 off seasons ago. You know. I was like, dude, another injury. I'm tired of this. Every year it's the same thing. Let's just trade him while his value is high. I was saying because if he gets hurt again, his value is going to totally plummet, and you might as well trade him while he still has value. That was 2 off seasons ago, man. They didn't do it. Everybody said, you can't trade Embiid. You can't trade Embiid. You know, then you definitely don't have a chance to win. You don't have a chance to win anyway because he's never healthy. Everybody loves to play on paper games. You know what I mean? Everybody loves to play like the NBA is trading cards, right? I have Embiid. I have an Embiid card, so I got a chance to win. Not if he's not on the floor. You know what I mean? So they didn't do it because for some reason they think Joel Embiid's going to play until he's 50. And then guess what? Comes back from the knee surgery, can't even start the season, has the knee swelling, is ruled out for the season again, and now he's on a 3-year extension that doesn't start until after next season. And he has absolutely no trade value whatsoever. And I agree with what Mikey Miss is saying. I'm over it too. I'm tired of seeing it too. Everybody's tired of seeing it. Sixers fans are tired of seeing it. I don't know how they're going to get the fans to come back to this arena next season. I have no idea. The only chance the Sixers ownership has of getting the fans to come back to the arena is getting lucky and landing Cooper Flagg. That's the only chance. If you draft Cooper Flagg, then boom, everybody's excited to watch Cooper Flagg. There's no other player in this draft. There's great players in this draft. Don't get me wrong, but there's no other player in this draft that has a name as big as that that's going to bring a mass amount of people back to the arena. Ace Bailey doesn't have a name like that. Dylan Harper doesn't have a name like that. You know, these guys are not this unanimous number one prospect, best in the world, franchise cornerstone. He's going to save a franchise. None of those other guys have that type of pull. Just Cooper Flagg. That's the only way the 76ers owners can get anyone to come back to the building next year. But yeah, I mean, Mikey Miss says, I'm cleaning house. I'm starting over. How, Mike? You can't trade Embiid. Nobody's signing up for a 4-year max. Essentially, he's on a 4-year max contract right now. The next 4 years, $50+ million. And he can't play right now. How are you getting rid of Embiid? How? How are you getting rid of Paul George? How? You can fire Daryl Morey and Elton Brand, sure. You can fire Nick Nurse, sure. How are you starting over with the contracts that they signed? Why can't I be on the show so I could ask him that? I don't know. Would you trade Embiid to the Warriors for Kuminga? Absolutely, bro. In a heartbeat. Why would the Warriors do that? Why would the Warriors do that? Za, you saw Joel Embiid play in the Olympics. You saw the game against Serbia where his style of play was a good match and him against Nikola Jokic was a good matchup for both teams. And Joel Embiid did what he did in that game against Jokic in Serbia and delivered the victory for the USA, or was a major part of delivering the victory for the USA. But you saw the very next game in the finals against France, a much faster game, and Steve Kerr could not put Joel Embiid on the floor because the speed of the play was too much. And to play Joel Embiid, everything has to circle around him, and you have to play this very slow, dump it in the post, 20 seconds for a 2-pointer game when these teams are running up and down the court shooting threes. They didn't put him in. He had 7 minutes in that game, and he didn't play the entire second half. It's funny that you're talking about the Warriors and Steve Kerr. Why would they do that? The Warriors run up and down the floor, playing Steph Curry ball, playing defense and shooting threes. That'd be a terrible trade for the Warriors, man. Plus, he won't even get on the floor anyway. What else, man? What else? What else we got? NBA Central. Draymond Green is the current favorite to win Defensive Player of the Year. I don't know how I feel about Draymond Green, man. A player that you would love to have on your team, I feel like, but man, he's... Did any of you guys watch that game last night? Rockets Warriors last night? Draymond Green is so close to punching somebody in the face. He is so close to punching somebody in the face in the middle of a basketball game. I don't know how the NBA toes the line with this Draymond Green thing, man, but he gets mad. He throws an elbow to the throat of Şengün and gets his first technical foul. Then a couple of plays later, he gets the ball in a backdoor cut, and Şengün is guarding him at the rim, and instead of going straight up with the ball, he goes elbow first right into Şengün's fucking nose, bro. Right. If you watched it in slow motion, he goes elbow first right into Şengün's grill and then lays it in. And then he's like, what did I do? And then the officials are like, you tried to kill the guy with your elbow. And then they go and review the play, and they give him a flagrant 1, which isn't a technical foul, so he gets to stay in the game. But he was this close to an ejection because he basically intentionally elbowed Şengün in the face instead of just laying the ball in. He's a maniac, dude. Every time I watch him play, I'm like, this guy's about to fight somebody. And it feels like Steph Curry's sick of it every time you see it, too. Every time you see Draymond Green wild out like that, like Steph doesn't even say anything anymore. He just walks away. He's like, here we go, dude. A tie game. It was like 74-74 at the time. He's like, dude, it's a tie game, man. Tie game, fourth quarter. I don't know if it was 74 or 104. I don't remember. I remember a 4 for some reason. Tie game, fourth quarter, and here's Draymond having an episode again, man. But is he Defensive Player of the Year? I mean, I guess. I don't know. I'd probably give it to Dylan Brooks, honestly. Who's on the list? I would give it to somebody on the Rockets. I don't feel like Draymond Green is defensive juggernaut. Plays hard. I don't feel like he's a Defensive Player of the Year, though. We got a couple of super chats, man. Where are we at here? Philly for life. At least Morey drafts well. Maybe gone if he doesn't. Yeah, he's hit on some draft picks. That's for sure. You know, he's hit on some draft picks, man. Tyrese Maxey, Jared McCain, the Quentin Grimes trade. But it doesn't feel like he knows how to build a winning team. You know, even now you're in a situation where if you're looking at the future and you're saying 3 best players on the team are under 6'5". Now what do? Can you start Maxey, McCain, and Grimes all in the same team? I don't know, man. I think I might have a hot take, man. I think I might have a hot take. I was going to say this the other day, and I think I came to this conclusion. Recently. That the 76ers have to keep 2 of 3 players. They have to keep Yabusele, Kelly Oubre, or Quentin Grimes. I think that's what it's going to come down to salary-wise. I think they're going to have to keep Yabusele, Kelly Oubre, or Quentin Grimes. 2 of those 3 players. And if you're saying for the future, here's the thing. If you're saying for the future, the 76ers can't play Grimes, Maxey, and McCain together. If you're saying they won't be able to pay him if they pay Yabusele. I need a picture of Quentin Grimes if you're saying for the future the Sixers can't play Grimes, Maxey, McCain together because of the size, right? And if you're saying going into this offseason, they need to trade one of those three players, Yabusele, Grimes, or Kelly Oubre. If you're looking at who has the highest potential and who has the highest value right now as a trade piece, I think it's Quentin Grimes. Is he tradable this offseason? Can the Sixers trade Quentin Grimes this offseason? Can Sixers trade Quentin Grimes? I don't know if that's going to give me anything. AI? Yes, the Philadelphia 76ers can trade Quentin Grimes, but they have the option to match any offer sheet he receives. Quentin Grimes out of those three players has the highest trade value. And if you're looking at if the people are right, that Quentin Grimes is just stat padding on a bad team. Hey, look what came up on Google. Run it back Philly. Sixers plan for Quentin Grimes. If the people are right that Quentin Grimes is only scoring 30, 40-point games here and there because of the team that he's playing on, and there's no other real go-to scorers on the squad right now, and when Maxey, McCain, Paul George, I guess I'll say, comes back, if Joel Embiid actually comes back, then Quentin Grimes is relegated back to, a 10-point per game off the bench type of player. If those people are right, then you take advantage of what Quentin Grimes is doing right now numbers-wise, and you trade him this offseason. I think that's where I'm at. I think I'm trading Quentin Grimes this offseason. Trade him for what? I don't know. Draft picks, wing defender, something else. I don't know. But if you lack size, interior defense, rebounding, wing depth, and you have three guards under 6'4" who are all, ball in their hands, ISO scorers, Maxey, McCain, and Grimes, I think you could trade Grimes. I wouldn't be shocked if Grimes walks for a bigger bag. That would be the Sixers choosing not to match it, though, right? If another team offers him a bigger bag, the Sixers can match any offer sheet. So if that does happen, wouldn't they trade him instead? If you're not going to match, if the rumors start to come out, right, that Grimes is going to get $25 million, that Grimes is going to get 4 years 100 or 4 years 120 or something, if the rumors start to come out and the Sixers say we're not going to match any of those offers, then they would trade him, right? Match and trade. Is that a thing? I mean, that helps you bring salary back, right? If you match it and trade him. So I see what you're saying there. I don't know if I've ever seen a match and trade. It's probably happened plenty of times. Trade Embiid for Naz Reid. Eastwood, what you think, bro? Be for real. I think the Minnesota Timberwolves say, yeah, no thanks. I mean, we already gave up 5 first-round picks for Rudy Gobert. You think the next thing we want to do is bring on a guy who can't even play, who's owed $50 million a year for the next 4 years, and is having another surgery on the same knee because there's no solution for it? Yeah, no thanks. That's what I think they say. Grimes might be used less when everyone's back, but he's still an efficient 20 points every night, and we literally have no depth scoring. Why trade a good young talent? That's true. But it's all going to come down to the money. It's all going to come down to the money, because if Quentin Grimes off the bench is Bruce Brown, or who's the one in Brooklyn that I always point to? Cam Johnson. If Grimes realistically is a Cam Thomas off the bench, right? Microwave scorer off the bench when you have your whole squad together, then you're not going to pay. He's not a 4-year, 20. He's on a 4-year, $100 million player. So if you're saying we're going to keep him and use him as a Cam Thomas type of player off the bench, and another team says, hey, we're offering him 4 years, $100 million, then you're trading him. You're not paying 4 years, $100 million for a guy off the bench, right? Or are you? I don't know. What front court are you hoping for? Oh, man, dude. I don't know. This team is such a disaster, man. This team is such a disaster. What front court am I hoping for? I mean, I guess I'm hoping for a healthy Joel Embiid. And Yabusele at the 4, maybe. You know? But realistically, start over. Realistically, clean house. Give me a Dembona and Maluach. Give me Maluach at center and a Dembona at the 4, and let's just body everybody and let's just foul out in the first quarter. And let's run it back. Let's get to the top of the draft again next year. I don't know, man. I have no idea. Is there something else I wanted to say? I don't remember. Sixers news. Let's see if there's any Sixers news, man. Yeah, I don't think McCain can come off the bench unless Nick Nurse is still here. Because if there's one person that will try to slow the emergence of Jared McCain, it is Nick Nurse. He said healthy and beat. He said, what are you hoping for? If I was running only on hope, that's what I would hope for. That's not going to happen. 3 biggest takeaways for Sixers following tough loss to Timberwolves. Why are writers still writing in like the perspective of rooting for the 76ers to win? Tough loss? What are you talking about, man? That's like Amy Fadul on the postgame show. That's like, yeah, it was just a tough loss tonight. Just too many mistakes down the stretch. They're trying to lose. Stop lying to us. Stop lying. Everybody knows they're trying to lose. The Sixers rallied and held a lead in the fourth quarter, but the Timberwolves used a steady diet of Edwards down the stretch, and the Sixers couldn't answer. Edwards scored 37 points at 18 coming in the fourth quarter, knocked down 4 triples in the final frame to fall away three-pointer on the wing over the heavily contested defense. Well, this is more of the Minnesota Timberwolves suck. If they need Anthony Edwards to drop 37 and 18 in the fourth to beat Lonnie Walker and some 10-day contract guys. The Sixers got 28 from Quentin Grimes, 16, 8 assists. Jared Butler, Lonnie Walker, Gershon Yabusele, Dembona had 10 rebounds. Maybe Dembona can teach Maluach how to rebound. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was going to read this, but do I really care to read about what happened in the end of this game like it matters? No. Because it doesn't. Is this it, man? 3 observations after Grimes led comeback falls short. Sixers lose 11th straight game with only 10 players available. Yeah, there's no Sixers news to talk about. Anyway, thanks for hanging out today, guys. I appreciate it. I'm going to do these as much as I can. Back to the lunchtime live thing, man. We got 315 people just chilling, listening to me ramble, basically about nothing. Thank you for being here. Hit the like button for me one time if you haven't. We are live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Yeah. And I'll just do a little live show kind of every day talking about my opinion on the Sixers, the NBA in general. Maybe we'll get into some Eagles stuff sometimes. You never know. So thanks for hanging out, man.